Hi guys, welcome once again to what's buzzing in the newsroom. Obviously, Manmohan Singh's press conference, his first in the national capital in the last 3 years, is making the news at the moment. Perhaps because Dr. Manmohan Singh rarely speaks. I mean, part of the headline is that Singh breaks silence. He told us that he is retiring in a sense into the sunset after the Lok Sabha elections. He didn't reveal too much though on the really tough questions that were posed to him, particularly the question on corruption. The fact is that to suggest that all the scams took place in UPA 1 or to suggest that there have been coalition compulsions will not be seen as effective answers to those who believe that the Prime Minister simply failed to really assert himself on his government. He's been in office but not in power. And in fact, the overarching impression that one got after the press conference is that this is a lame duck Prime Minister now who's simply seeing the last few months of his tenure through. There was little attempt really made to define the core of his Prime Ministership. And the fact is that he is going to be India's longest serving Prime Minister since Jawaharlal Nehru. And yet, more people will perhaps remember him with fondness for 1991 and for unleashing the forces of market economics than they will for the last 10 years of his tenure. In fact, when he was asked what was your best moment as Prime Minister, he suggested the Indo-US nuclear deal. Now, someone forgot to remind him that that was in UPA 1. What about UPA 2? Am I to understand, or are we to understand that the last 4 or 5 years have not really seen any moment where which Dr. Singh can be truly proud of? It's actually ironical that if you speak to world leaders, they have a very good opinion of Dr. Singh, but the moment you speak to domestic opinion, the kinds of words that are used, puppet Prime Minister, weakest Prime Minister, Prime Minister who is a survivor, there is very little of that goodwill that existed for Dr. Singh only 5 years ago. 5 years ago, he was the middle class hero. Today, that space is being competed for by Arvind Kejriwal and Narendra Modi. And while the Prime Minister may well say today that he believes Narendra Modi will make a disastrous Prime Minister, Modi's supporters will say, well, what about your tenure? Let's judge you. Well, at the end of the day, the Prime Minister today said, history will be more kind to me than the present is, will be kinder to me than the media has been or than the opposition has been. But let's be honest, politics is here and now. And the fact is, here and now, Manmohan Singh is fading into the sunset. And there is a sinking feeling that it's all over for the Prime Minister. That's it from the Newsroom Buzz.